Install the CSR1000v virtual machine. In this lab, you will install the CSR1000v Cloud Services Router. This is a Cisco software virtual router deployed on a virtual machine instance on x86 server hardware. When the Cisco CSR1000v is deployed on a virtual machine, the Cisco IOS XE software functions as if it were deployed on a traditional Cisco hardware platform. You can configure different features depending on the Cisco IOS XE software image. The CSR1000v name will be shortened to CSR1KV in the future labs. Required resources: host computer with at least 4 GB of RAM and 2 GB of free disk space. VirtualBox or VMware DevNet Associate Virtual Machine. Okay, but I will do the following. I recommend 8 gigabytes of RAM on your computer. Okay, and it's necessary, and in my case, for this method, GNS3 for Windows, all-in-one for Windows, and GNS3 virtual machine for VMware workstation. Okay, I will do it with GNS3, so that's why I need 8 gigabytes of RAM on your host computer. Use VirtualBox and VMware. Okay, VMware workstation. VirtualBox or VMware and DevNet Associate Virtual Machine. Now install the CSR1000v virtual machine. Okay, and download the CSR1000v ISO file. Okay, and try to download the CSR1000v ISO. Okay, control click. And try to download the Cisco CSR1000v IOS XE Universal Crypto ISO. Download. Okay. To download this software, you must log in and have a valid service contract associated to your Cisco.com profile, your Cisco account team, if you have a direct purchase agreement with Cisco, your Cisco partner or reseller. Okay, login. Okay. I logged in and try to download, and you must have a valid service contract associated. Okay, so this is not possible. Okay, this is not possible, and I will use my method. Okay, and so you can follow this video on my channel, GNS3.com. Install and set up GNS3 virtual machine 22 14. The version may vary, for example, 2236 on VMware Workstation Pro.
Free download.
Okay, and this is to install GNS3 for Windows and GNS3 Virtual Machine on VMware Workstation Pro. The link on the video's description. Okay. Once GNS3 is installed, okay, follow this video, download Cloud Services Router 1000v CSR1000v with Cisco iOS XE software. Image for GNS3. Okay, the link on video's description. Finally, open GNS3. Cancel. Wait a moment. Okay, and green for the GNS3 all-in-one for Windows and green for GNS3 Virtual Machine. This running on VMware Workstation. GNS3 Virtual Machine running on VMware Workstation. Okay, and on routers section, I have the image for Cisco CSR1000v. In this case, the version is 16.8. Okay, for the lab, the new version is 16.9. Okay, but don't worry. And okay, and now add the DevNet Associate Virtual Machine here, Oracle VM VirtualBox. I will add the DevNet Associate Virtual Machine to GNS3. Okay, go to GNS3 and go to End Devices section, End Devices, and New Appliance Template. Here, New Appliance Template. And choose VirtualBox Virtual Machine. Okay. Run this on my local computer. Next. And refresh and select DevNet Associate Virtual Machine. Finish. And now you have this. Apply. Okay. DevNet Associate Virtual Machine. Apply. Okay. And create a new project. Okay. I will use this 703 lab. Install the CSR1000v virtual machine. Okay, choose any name. Okay, and drag the router, the Cisco CSR1000v, and drag the virtual machine DevNet associate virtual machine. Okay, this lab is creating the CSR1000v on VirtualBox. I repeat, this lab is creating the CSR1000v in VirtualBox. My method is creating the CSR1000v on GNS3. In this lab, the connection between the CSR1000v and the DevNet associated virtual machine is using VirtualBox. I will connect the DevNet associated virtual machine and CSR1000v. My method will use the connection on GNS3. Okay, and connect using this cable the Ethernet 0 on DevNet associate virtual machine to, for example, gigabit 1 on CSR1000v. Okay, I will show the interfaces. Okay, very good. And now go to step 7, virtual machine loading process. On GNS3, right click on the router and start. Okay, double click to view the process. During the loading process, you will see several messages. Okay. You can ignore all these messages. You will begin to see iOS messages from different processes, including SSH, PKI, and Crypto Engine. After a few minutes, the messages will stop. Okay, and press enter. You should now see the prompt. Enter enable for privilege exec prompt. Okay, enable to go from user exec mode to privilege exec mode. Okay, very nice. Would you like to enter initial configuration dialog? No. Would you like to terminate auto install? Yes. Yes, and enter. Okay, the log messages, enter. Okay, now you have the prompt user exec mode. Okay, enter enable. Now you are on privilege exec mode. Verify communications to CSR1000v virtual machine. Verify the CSR1000v IPv4 address. From the CSR1000v virtual machine, use the show IP interface brief command to verify the IPv4 address of the gigabit Ethernet 1 interface. The CSR1000v is most likely using IPv4 address from 192.168 address space. Show IP interface brief. Show IP interface brief. Okay, gigabit 1, no IP. Don't worry, you can assign an IP address. Do the following: configure terminal, interface, gigabit 1, IP address. You can use this 192.168.56.1 192.168.56.1 and subnet mask. You can use this. Enter. No shutdown to enable the interface, and exit. Another exit, and show IP interface brief. Show IP interface brief. Now, gigabit Ethernet 1, 192.168.56.1. Okay, and launch the DevNet Associate virtual machine. And if you have not completed the lab 112 lab install the virtual machine environment, do so now. If you have already completed that lab, launch the DevNet Associate virtual machine now. Okay, but do the following. Before to start, go to VirtualBox, DevNet Associate virtual machine, go to settings. On network is placed on NAT and cable connected. To use on GNS3, change to generic driver or not attached. Okay, with cable connected. Okay, generic driver or not attached to use with GNS3. I will use generic driver, UDP tunnel, cable connected. Okay. And also you can close this, don't worry, and go to GNS3, right click on the virtual machine and start, but start on GNS3. Okay, this is the DevNet Associate virtual machine. Is this? But ping the CSR1000v from the DevNet Associate virtual machine. Select the DevNet Associate virtual machine, open a terminal, ping the CSR1000v virtual machine. Okay. But you need to verify the networking configuration on the DevNet Associate virtual machine. Okay, open a terminal. And verify the IP address. This is the interface EMP0S3. No IP address. And on GNS3, do the following on the enter enable show IP interface brief. Okay, and do the following to list an IP address to the virtual machine. Okay, configure terminal. I will create a DHCP server on the router to list an IP address to the DevNet associate virtual machine. DHCP excluded address 192.168.56, exclude the address of the router and create a pool. The name is DevNet network. And use these numbers. An optional default router. Okay, and that is enough. The default router or default gateway is optional. Exit. And verify on the DevNet associate virtual machine. Repeat IP address. And now you have the IP address 192.168.56.1. And ping the IP address of the router, this 1 of 1, 192.168.56, 1 of 1. Okay, ping the router CSR1000v from the DevNet associate virtual machine. Ping 192.168.56, 1 of 1. Success. Very nice. These machines are connected. Success. Very nice. The virtual machine and the router are connected. Control C to stop this process. Control C. Establish a secure shell. Some of the tasks you will complete in later labs will require an SSH session with the CSR1000v. Connect the CSR1000v with SSH from the DevNet associate virtual machine. Use the password Cisco123 and this character to authenticate. Enter exit to end the SSH session. Okay, use the SSH protocol. The user is Cisco. The IP address of the router is this. And the password will be Cisco123 and this character. And exit. Okay, SSH, the password, the user is Cisco, the IP address of the router 56101. Yes. And the password Cisco123 and the character enter. Okay. Cisco123. Okay, you need a username. Okay, you need a username on the router. Exit. Show running. Enter. Show running config. Okay, you need to configure the SSH. Okay, you can set a host name. Now I need to configure SSH on the device, and first set a host name different than router, CSR1000v, something like this. You can use any other, but CSR1000v is very good. Okay, enter domain IP, domain dash name. You can use cisco.com, for example. Create a username, Cisco with secret password, Cisco123 in this character. Okay, enter. And use the create a crypto key generate RSA general keys 1000 modulus 1034. Very nice. Online console, online BTY from 0 to 15. Login local to use this local user. Cisco with this password, and transport input SSH. Exit, and try to connect from the virtual machine. Okay, Control C and try again. SSH Cisco. Cisco is the username. This IP address. Enter. Password Cisco123 and the character. Enter. Very nice. Okay, enable. Okay, no password set. Okay, don't worry and set a password. Enable secret. For example, Cisco. Okay, and enable Cisco. Okay, very nice. Okay, and so the SSH connection is working very good. Okay, and finally exit to exit the SSH, to close the SSH connection. Closed, and now from the DevNet Associate virtual machine, access the CSR1000v web UIE web user interface. Open a web browser on DevNet Associate virtual machine. Enter the IP address of the router, https://192.168.56.101. Okay, and look at the show running config and show running config on the router. Show run. Okay, space, 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 space. Okay, this is these lines are the HTTP and HTTPS configuration for the server, and this should work. Open up web browser from the virtual machine, DevNet Associate virtual machine, Chromium browser. Open a new tab and use https://192.168.56.101. Enter. And details, unsupported protocol. Okay, or use only HTTP. Okay, very nice. And you will now see login screen. Okay, and use the username Cisco and password Cisco123 and this character Cisco123, the character. Logging now. Okay, never here. And very good. Look at this. You will see the dashboard for the CSR1000v. You are now accessing the CSR1000v's web user interface from the DevNet Associate virtual machine. Very good. And okay, from your local computer, also you can access the CSR1000v web user interface. Okay, this is not possible for now. Okay, because my local computer is not configured to connect GNS3. Okay, but don't worry. But go to GNS3 and here on the console of the Cisco CSR1000v, copy all to clipboard and open a notepad. Paste. Okay. And I will save the configurations on the device. Okay, and enable configure terminal interface gigabit 1 IP address and subnet mask, no shutdown, exit, excluded address, the pool for the DHCP, the hostname, domain, username, crypto key, and line configuration. Okay, and I will save this file. Okay, start config for CSR1000v virtual machine. So the next time I will copy and paste. Okay, and you can close the console of the router. You can stop the router. Also, you can shut down the virtual machine, but here stop. and on VirtualBox, on settings, on networking, on the virtual machine. For DevNet associated virtual machine, use NAT. Okay, cable connected, NAT cable connected. Okay, and finally close the GNS3. Remember, the project name in my case is this up here. This is the name of the project, so I can reuse. Okay, and close this. Okay, and very good. Thank you very much.